Alright, hello everybody, it is July 2nd, 2015, and this is 5D&D, where we play some Dungeons and Dragons. God, I suck tonight. For you,
where we play
the
with
people.
ourselves.
Yeah, we play with ourselves. With me is, of course, our awesome human druid, Frath, also known as Bonsai. Say hello.
This is the first time I've done this.
First time, I swear to God. It was the first time, there was no mistakes before this. Also with me is our awesome Elven Ranger, that's Eladriel, Arkangeloflite. Say hello.
Hello.
Hey there, Heather. We also have Yazata Irvin, the human Tempest Cleric, known as Gerhalte.
Hello.
Yeah! And of course I'm FIGBird, the Dragon... God damn, I suck tonight.
You do suck.
Dragonian fighter.
Isn't it Draconian?
Draconian, there we go. I was thinking fucking for tomorrow. But hey, this is all about the bad, right? Yazata... Or sorry, Zenyasa Kimbatul. God, I suck! And of course our GM is McCoreman. Why don't you tell us what we did last session so I can stop talking and putting my foot in my mouth?
Sure.
That's a terrible place to
My
put
foot
your
in your
foot.
mouth.
Last session, we got into the city of Esterlin. We were actually able to get to the abbey in the center of the city where we met Father Jubal. He was able to point out where Big Steve's warehouse was off to the northwest. And then the actual abbey was attacked by a dragon. You guys were able to fend it off, and it went away, quite angry at you guys. And then the entire party was quite hurt, so you guys decided to tuck it in for the night, because I actually think two of you got knocked unconscious during the dragon encounter.
We did.
Then at the very end of
it was a mistake.
Very end of the evening, Eladriel was able to see a fight between a really large lizard-like creature and one of the guards, where he put a nice little bet on it and tried to sweeten the pot and actually killed a few hostages by interfering with the duel. Then that was where we had left off. You guys had actually gotten enough experience to level on up, so we have done that.
Yeah, leveling up has happened.
Now, from yesterday, I had missed doing it, but I meant to award some inspiration as we were going throughout.
Inspiration? How does that work?
Inspiration. You get a point, and you are either inspired or you are not. When you're inspired, you can blow your inspiration at any time to gain advantage on a roll. So,
okay.
You're rolling a d20, and you don't quite do it. You can blow your inspiration, and then reroll.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. So,
Blowing inspiration sounds kind of dirty.
Alright, so from that, Zenyasa and Eladriel, both of you guys got some inspiration from last
Sex and wind!
I-
Sex and wind!
And
Did I just
inspiration is
hear I
something,
got some inspiration?
You
Oh,
did not,
boy.
unfortunately.
inspiration is something you use one time, yeah?
Yes, you use
Well, the
it,
point
and
you
then
use
it is
one,
gone, and then you can be inspired yet again in the future.
Basically, it's awarded for awesome RP powers.
Woo.
If I understand it correctly.
For being in character and doing great things.
Can I use it for a permanent penis enlargement?
I don't think it works that way.
Not quite.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that being said, I believe I'm still basically unconscious, and Eladriel did his thing with the thing and those people.
You guys are all doing a long rest. You guys were waiting until morning. Eladriel went up and had a little side bet with some shady guys on top of the wall. Took a shot at the large lizard-like beast and hit it, but didn't really wound it that much at all. And
I just made it mad.
We did some
Yeah.
damage. Not a lot, but we did some.
I think it was 1 damage. And he called foul play, and the kobolds surrounding them killed the 4 hostages. And then Eladriel slunk away, and no one actually knew what happened.
Yeah, none of us know about this, so unless you tell us, we're not going to know about it.
Yeah. Alright. So, we will call it, unless, Eladriel, you're going to do anything. You guys are able to go through a long rest. Were you wanting to do anything in the meantime while everybody's finishing up?
No, I was actually just gonna go back and act like I'd been there the whole night.
Good man.
Sounds good. All right. So, you guys are waking up from a long rest. I believe at a long rest, you do regenerate all of your health. I'm gonna double check that.
I don't know if it's all of it. I think it's just a like hit die plus con mod or something like that. But even so, what do we wake to? Like, is it just we woke up because it's time to wake up, or was it like we woke up because there's some screams? Like, what exactly caused the wake up, or is it just over time we woke up?
At this point, there's nothing really of note. It's just you've woken up after the night's rest.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah. At the end of the long rest, all characters regain all lost hit points.
Oh, I didn't realize it was all. That's even better.
And regain all spent hit dice up to a number equal to half the character's total number of them. So, if you have 2, you regain 1.
Okay, got it. So the thing is, so we're just waking up or whatever. What's going on in the Abbey?
As you guys wake up, you notice that there still are people all around you taking shelter. Several people in the dormitories that are sleeping still, but there's some movement, some action, nothing really crazy. There's not a lot of alarm going on. No real loud noises. The bells aren't ringing right now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I think what I'm going to do is, have myself a little bit of a large breakfast, considering that I essentially tried to die last session, and feel like I should probably heal myself with not only the healing, but also with the fact that I'm probably hungry. So I'm going to go ahead and eat, and then after that I'm going to head up to the battlements to kind of get a survey during a more lighted time of the day to see kind of the city and stuff.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Frath, what you up to?
So this is just after we've healed from everything, right?
Yeah, it's the morning after we've went to sleep and shit.
I suppose I would just be tending to my various herb gatherings and things, replenishing my supplies after a night of needing to heal myself.
Okay. You can find they do have a small herb garden in the Abbey. You might be able to find any extra supplies you need there. You'd be able to stock up your kits if you want to.
Yeah, that works.
Eladriel.
I would like to check with Frath and see if he has any words are hard right now. If he has any mistletoe that I could take off his hands.
It's a very interesting thing to ask for.
Do you need a kiss,
hey,
honey?
buddy! I need some mistletoe. So kissy.
How would I know if I have that? Do I need to roll for it or something?
Like
I have an herbalism kit.
Yeah, you could probably either have it or you'd be able to find it out in the herb garden.
Okay, yeah, I'd rather just grab him some from the herb garden if it's there than give him some from my own supply.
It's going to be like in the shrubberies, not actually in the garden. But yeah.
Yeah, I get it, like the surrounding area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I will find him some.
Hey Frath, would you happen to have a little bit of mistletoe that you could spare?
You can get it around the Abbey. It'll grow in the ground like trees.
What?
Love it.
Like trees. Are you sure we're talking about the right herb? This is mistletoe. It's about yay big, and people like to wave around above their heads.
You said fizzletoe.
Wait, is it fizzletoe, not mistletoe?
No, it's very much mistletoe.
Oh, okay.
Is that like the toe of a missile? Like, do you have to go up to somebody who's like the engineers and just like take the fin off of a?
I'm not sure what a missile is. Is it magical?
Nonetheless,
I will just walk him over to some mistletoe.
Okay. Pull it off the little bush and...
Yeah.
I would like to pick mistletoe.
Alright, done. Consider your mistletoe picked, big guy.
And I mean, if I don't see anything new up from the battlements, because like I said, I'm just going to kind of get another survey, see what the camps look like. I'm probably just going to move over to Yazata and talk with him for a brief moment.
You do see some new things.
Okay, so then whenever you cut to me, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Yazata, are you doing anything after you've gotten up?
Yeah, are there any small silver mirrors in the Abbey that I could purchase? Like, I need reagents, and so certain things, like, someone's got pocket mirrors or whatever, something I could pick up, trinkets people left, that sort of thing. Like, is there a lost and found I could, like, go dig through and, whatever?
Yeah, you could. You probably wouldn't find a silver mirror there. You probably would actually need to purchase it from either a shop or from somebody that had one.
That's what I'm asking. Is there anyone?
Yeah.
I mean, it's for Sanctuary, so it's not like a terribly. I mean, it's good, but it's not like. I'm not really doing anything nefarious with it. I'm just trying to pick up my reagents.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody in the Abbey really wants to part with theirs right now. If you were wanting...
Wait, what's my sleight of hand? Hang on. Yeah, can I try and pickpocket from someone who refuses to sell it to me?
No, but there might be still a store or two in town.
Okay, I'll wait for that. Okay.
Back up, that you'd be able to get stuff from. If you really
assuming there's still shopkeepers.
Yeah,
assuming fair here.
Assuming there are still some shopkeepers, you might be able to get one in town, or you might be able to loot one from town. If you
okay.
Want.
Yeah, I think that's it. Let me make one more check real quick.
He's looking on Google. That's cheating. I didn't have that back then.
No. Okay, that's all I need because I already got holy water.
Okay. So Zenyasa. As you go up onto the battlements, and you're looking out over the city, off to the west, you notice that there's several burned-out buildings, and actually further up near the warehouse, where Big Steve, near the complex where Big Steve's warehouse was, you notice that actually most of the buildings had been burned down.
So like this whole area here is burned out, basically?
It's some of it's still on fire. You still see a lot of smoke over there. And it actually, you think part of Steve's warehouse might either be on fire right now or have burned down already.
Okay. Do I see any movement with like kobold camps or people like that or anything like
that? No, you don't see. There were some fires, like there was one down in the intersection just to the west of the Abbey. There was a fire. There isn't anybody around them right now.
Okay. What about the group that we were dealing with in the center of town? Are they still there? Are they moved on? What's going on there?
You can't really see that. You can see that where the fire was, and you don't see anybody.
Okay. Again, I'm going to take some time to memorize the route that I feel is best. I'd probably go with the straightest path just because it's a little bit easier to commit, but at the same time, it depends on what we see. But basically, I'm gonna memorize the layout that I can from this angle because I'm sure I can see where the streets kind of are, especially the big ones.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that. Is anybody else up on the battlements now, or no?
Father Jubal's up there. There's no one really else around.
So I'm gonna walk up to the father after I've kind of surveyed the area and. I'm just gonna basically talk to him for a moment. Just like, Father, what's?
Yes, child?
I do not remember what happened last night very well. How many people did we lose?
Well, we don't really know. Not all the guards have come back from out in the city yet. Several hours.
What about the dragon attack? I am more interested in that since I was there.
For that, yeah, you were knocked unconscious there. We were able to get you inside the Abbey okay. Ooh, that was a hard one. I know that we lost Brother Willem. And he just starts... He puts his hand over his eyes and he's trying to compose himself as he's thinking about last night. And after a few moments, he kind of wipes his eyes and he says, I think we probably lost about 4 or 5 with the dragon.
This is unfortunate. Will there be services for them?
Yes, we will probably be doing it by the waterfront later today. We still don't know what else is going on. How many people were left out in the city and weren't able to get here, or how many people left.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, we think that, well, Brother Joffrey did see that some of the prisoners were taken with them as the raiders left in the morning.
Do we know where their stronghold is?
They went off to the northeast. You can probably follow their path. I mean, I can see it from here, and he points, and you can see a large section of grass that's just been trampled, and it's a clear path.
So, on this map, where would that be?
It is actually heading off to the north, here.
So, like up here? Okay.
And heading off.
Okay, so they're not actually staying in the city, they're outside.
No.
Okay, got it.
No. As far as he knows, that there are no more people in the city.
Okay.
City.
Then I want to say, well, I will be taking my leave, but if I am around when you do the services, please come get me. I wish to be there.
We'll do, child. We'll do. You'll hear the bells ringing. When they ring this evening, it will be for them.
Okay, well, if I am in the Abbey, I will make my attempts to be there. Thank you. And I'm going to go find Yazata.
Find it! I didn't want to find you either.
Well, I mean, if you're there, great, because I'm going to talk to everybody.
And as you walk away, he just...
Actually, what I should say is I'm gathering the group somewhere.
Okay.
Starting with
Thank
Yazata.
you for making me feel more included.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But still, a second.
As you walk away, Father Drew just leans against the wall and looks out at the burned portion of the city, and he's just shaking his head.
Got it. So I'm gonna gather the party unless somebody has something else they want to do.
Good.
Is that a no then?
I would like to avoid the person I made a bet with last night.
Fair enough.
Well, if you're gonna tell us where we're gonna go, do it so I have time to prepare the spells that I want to bring for this.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I need to gather
part of it is obviously talking about what is to be done and where we're going and things like that. I mean, I'm double checking.
I
if there's
think we
anything
still
else
ought to go and
inspect
the Steve warehouse.
That's kind of the plan, but I wanted to talk about what I observed in the city thing jig. That's what I did that for, after all, is to be observant. So, that makes sense. It sounds like nobody else has any plans immediately for just sort of doing things or gathering stuff. So, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get everybody together and sort of just try to talk about stuff. So I have taken the time to look around as to what we are trying to do. I see that the warehouse is in the northwestern part of the city, and I believe I have plotted a path that we can go there, retrieve the items, so that we can bring them back to Big Steve.
How many people did you talk to? Because they're all a bunch of liars, and I wasn't there.
I only talked with the father.
Okay, well, never mind.
In any case, it looks like we have a fairly straightforward path. We can take the main streets, and I think we'll be okay. I do not see a lot of remnants of the forces from last night, though according to the father, there is a place to the northeast. It is the northeast that they are keeping the prisoners. Perhaps it will be worthwhile to go and try and rescue them if we have time today.
Not all at once.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess nobody has any comments about anything.
Can we just go and get our money?
I believe that we need to acquire the things if we wish to have the money.
Yes. Things first, then money. I get it. Alright.
I honestly have to say I'm not too concerned about people being missing or kidnapped. I really just want to figure out why dragons are burning down towns.
Yes, but see, in my thoughts, the camp in which they have brought the hostages would be useful for us to gather information as to why a dragon would be attacking. Did you not see the dragon worshippers that were in part of the groups that we fought last night?
Yeah, but I'm not sure that matters. We should get this stuff and go.
Of course it matters.
Well, if it's going to get me information on dragons, I suppose I am in.
Of course it matters. We need to stop this dragon from destroying the town.
Well, that's not our objective at all.
But it's something that we should do.
I'm not sure I understand.
You would leave this city in shambles and attacked by a creature that is not meant to be here?
I would secure what we need to secure first. If we happen to run across any evil or whatever you might want to take on, we can do that, but I don't think that should be our primary objective. No.
Yes, you're right. I wish to secure the things that we need to for the contract that I have accepted, yes. But afterwards, I think it is worth us going and seeing what we can find from the camp.
I feel like we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Fair enough, but I still think that it should be on our list.
Bad news, the dragons burned that bridge.
Hey-oh.
Well, then we need to find a way around it and secure what's-his-face's belongings.
Yep, we gotta go pick up the shit.
Yes, either way, that should be our first objective. I wish to acquire the things so that our contract can be fulfilled.
Then I don't.
Alright, we'll go eyeball the warehouse, get some information.
Yeah, at that point, I'd probably like sort of sketch out a map of the area that I've sort of memorized with like a path and talk about ideas for how we could do it. My proposition is to just take the straight route. You know, basically go out to the west and then head up from there.
The dragonflies route.
Well, no, because it's going to be like sort of a right angle. But the thing is, it's the easiest path to commit. It's away from the center of town, which might have the most remnants of anything we dealt with last night, so we can avoid a conflict before we get there. And that just seems like a good idea.
The more things we kill, you will get.
Fucking not the point.
All right. So, anybody want to do anything before you guys head out?
I think that I have seen as much of the Abbey as I care to.
So which one are we planning on hitting first, the people or the items?
The items, because it's part of the contract that was accepted.
Yep.
At least that was my thought process.
The warehouse is where we want to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Though, again, even if Eladriel decides to leave, it's okay, Frath. You and me, we're gonna go there. We're gonna find out what we can from the people. It's gonna happen. It's a thing.
You already take me there.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna get on a magic carpet, right? And we're gonna never mind.
A whole new world.
Exactly.
I think he was about to make a joke about rug munching there.
Aww.
It's kind of weird considering that one of our characters is female, the other one is male. Although one of them is, dragonborn.
Well, one of them can munch rug, the other one doesn't.
It's not a rug; it's more of like a hide.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more scaly than ruggy. I'm just saying.
Chomp that hide.
Are we really talking about dragon vagina right now?
Yes, we are. Anyways, so does anybody have anything we want to do to prepare before we go?
So we've already taken a long rest, so we are ready. So yeah, I am more than ready to go. I am done with this Abbey.
I am also more than ready to go. Are we all ready to go though?
Are you rug munchers ready to go?
That's skill muncher to you prick.
Jesus.
Yeah, looks like we're good to go.
Alright, cool. So we're going to head out, unless any of you guys object to the plan that I had. Like I said, we're going to go down the long route that's straightish.
Alright, so as you guys head out, you head down the hill from the Abbey.
Yep.
And you hit the main intersection, and you notice there's a few guards that are standing around some sheets that are covering piles of what you assume would be dead bodies.
Everywhere?
There's 5 or 6 of them. They're kind of gathered, and there's a small group of people standing around them and talking. Nobody's really paying too much attention to you guys. There's the remains of a large bonfire that's just in the center of the intersection, and it's kind of dwindling itself out. Still a little hot, still a little smoke coming out of it, but no one's really put it out at all. As you continue further on, you start to see more and more burned buildings as they as you go through. There's several piles of things out in front of a few of the burned buildings, and it looks like some of the items there actually might be like store goods or just boxes of. Well, you're not too sure. You haven't really looked. But it's all been rifled through, and then it looks like some things might have been taken.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just reading Muat's little story there. Got distracted by the chat. Then as you get further and further on, you start seeing just the entire street is black with char, as things that were in the street caught fire from the buildings all around you. Further on up, as you get towards the warehouse, you notice that the wall that was surrounding it has either been knocked down or is currently on fire. And the building ahead of you, one of the walls is smoking quite bad, but it looks like from what you can see here that the building is mostly intact.
Okay. Does it look like there's any remnants of the people that caused the damage? Like, does it look like there's still people around, or is it just like the leftovers kind of thing?
It looks like people left really quickly.
Actually, you know what? Even better, I'm going to look at Frath and Eladriel and be like, is there any way that we can see if there are people still here? Maybe they have hidden in ambush. Perhaps this is where they have been trying to hole up to stop us from taking the item that they are looking for.
Give me a second. I'm seeing if I can do anything about it.
Well, I imagine you guys have relatively decent like tracking sort of skills. Might be able to...
Are there any rats or anything around?
There may be in the warehouse. If you... What were you looking at doing?
I speak to animals, so I would like to ask them.
Okay.
You're pulling a Divinity Original Sin.
You would actually have to go find some. They wouldn't necessarily... They're not any that are out and about that you can see. It's daytime, so they would be in a dark place, hiding, or almost probably sleeping sometime soon.
Sorry, is the warehouse still on fire, or it was burnt?
One of the walls is smoking.
Okay. Does it look like there's anything inside that's worth anything, or is it just done?
You guys are on the outside. You haven't really gotten in yet. You don't really know.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to look inside first, just to make sure there's nothing still hanging out. Somebody alive or something who has information.
Right. I would go with him at that point.
Okay. So as you guys get inside of the warehouse, you see that there are several crates that have just been kicked up to the side. On the inside, there was a pile of stuff up against the wall that has burned itself out. It was burning for a while, and then it died. And then you don't really see any people at all. You see a lot of tracks that have been going through all the stuff, and like there's clear paths that people have like kicked their way through to get to places inside. Notably, you don't see any carts.
So, in other words, it looks like some people have been ransacking this over the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I still have the itemization of what he's looking for, correct?
Yeah. So it was on a cart, and there was several boxes full of robes, and then there was an extra box full of books and other assorted items.
Okay.
That you were looking for specifically.
Okay. So I'm going to look at Frath, or if Eladriel's there, at him as well, and just like, do you see any remnants or any signs that maybe they are still here?
Can I roll a perception for it?
Go for it.
19 plus 6, so...
You don't really see anything saying anybody's here at all.
Nah, they all seems to be gone.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go in if you wish to accompany me. And I'm going to start going into this warehouse.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah, looking for the things that are on this list. I mean, obviously there should be some sort of itemization numbers or something like that to kind of really identify specifically the things he's looking for.
Well, like I said, notably you don't see any carts at all.
Right, but there might be in the storehouse warehouse. Like, I mean, if there's no cart, that doesn't necessarily mean the stuff's not there, you know?
Yes. You can go into the office and you might be able to find his inventory information there.
Right. I mean, if there would be a list of things and where they're going to be in an inventory in this thing, yeah, that'd be the first place I'd check. But otherwise, I mean, I'm looking for some way to find the shit I'm looking for, obviously.
Okay, yeah, so that would be that'd be the place to go for it.
Then I'll do that.
All right. You do find a list of what all was in there, and it looks like everything on your list was ready to be taken, and doesn't actually have any place listed.
So it looks like they were loaded on carts, and those carts are missing.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to then go to Frath and say, it looks like the items we are looking for were in carts. Perhaps we can find where they had been pulled to?
Yeah, I mean, if these guys know anything, worth knowing, it'd be good to know.
Yeah, but the point being that if they were taken just directly from here with the carts in mind, could we not follow the tracks?
Yeah, no, we totally follow
By the way,
tracks.
my character assumes you're better at tracking than the ranger is, because the ranger seems incompetent to my character, so...
Yeah, no, yeah, we can totally follow his tracks and find these dudes.
Alright.
So if you actually start following out the exit, you'll see a ton of just knocked down dirt, and it's really obvious on the path that everybody went. Every once in a while you see the remnants of like wheel tracks going along it, and it's going off to the east. It actually went through a wall on the eastern side and is just heading off to the east.
So it looks like it's going to the same place that the people have gone to.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Then I'm going to regather the group. And basically say, it looks like our intentions are going to be met regardless. I think the things that we are looking for have been taken to the place where the hostages have been as well.
Have we thought of how we're going to carry these things?
Well, I assume that they're in carts. We might be able to procure or purchase some horses to bring it back to Big Steve.
I don't really give a shit what you do with this stuff.
Alright.
So at that point, I mean, I'm going to start headed down that direction.
Sounds like a trap.
I'm using Frath to follow the tracks that are fairly obvious, but still.
Okay. Anybody doing anything else before you guys just start following tracks out?
Well, I would like to also roll to follow these tracks.
Okay.
Because I don't trust Frath.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead and do your roll.
Nothing but fucking complacent
Please tell me your roll.
bullshit.
It's okay. You have my character's faith.
So this would be what? Survival?
I believe so.
It's either going to be that or perception. I think it depends on kind of how it's being, like, obscured. I mean, carts are kind of obvious to follow, I imagine.
Yeah, survival would do it.
I got 21.
Yeah, you pretty much understand that it's going the same way as everything else. It's a really obvious. I mean, there's like foot-tall grass everywhere else, and there's just this trampled down, nice, clear walking path that you can see right in front of you that has just been made.
Alright, fair enough. I tell nobody.
Alright. Yazata, you doing anything fun while this is happening?
No, I feel fairly certain that the perception they've made has been correct. I'm pretty good with my survival and perception, and I feel like I'm pretty confident that what they've come up with is accurate. So I am on board with sort of scoping things out.
Okay. So as you guys,
we've thoroughly investigated sort of everything we can in the area, right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. You guys will look through the warehouse. You're pretty sure that what you were looking for is no longer there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So long as I can go dig around, but I think that chances of me digging up stuff are probably pretty low.
Okay. So, as soon as you get about even with the Abbey, you notice that the tracks that you guys are going on meet up with a really large group of people and just start heading off to the northeast. So there's the trail you're following just joins into a much wider, larger trail now, and that's just heading off. Do you guys want to follow up that, or?
I mean, yeah, I don't see any reason why we have to deviate from it. Obviously, we're gonna, or at least I'm gonna be paying attention to make sure we're not getting ambushed or anything. But I mean, it's our biggest fucking trail. It's just this.
It looks like this is just where they regrouped because they split up to go to the town and to do all this ransacking. So I'm just assuming this is where they regroup.
Could I do a roll to find out how many different kinds of tracks they are and just get an idea of what? Yeah, get an idea of what we're following.
Yeah, you totally could.
Right. I mean. 9 plus 6, I got 15.
Okay, so you can tell that there's several different types of tracks that are following. You do see some horse tracks. You definitely see some human feet. You see much larger feet that... Ooh, give me a nature check.
Are these like larger feet obvious?
Eladriel is looking at them. He notices them.
Okay, I'm just curious because like if there's something that I notice and they happen to be dragon, feet, I might obviously know that, considering my race.
Yes.
Cameron, can I do a check on them?
I got a 9.
I mean, I'm not looking, so unless it's obvious, I'm not gonna ask.
All right, so Eladriel, you don't really know what type of creature it is. You just know it's really large, and it's probably overall about 2 feet long. You notice it's got 3 large, looks like maybe toes or whatnot, and then claws on them in the front. But you can't really place what type of creature.
Who's the one closest to me?
Let's see. You guys are walking around. That's Yazata.
Yazata. Can you take a look at something here?
Sure.
So there are 3 very distinct types of tracks. These are human, and this of course is a horse. But these I do not recognize. From the gate, it's about 2 feet long, but I don't understand what the deeper indents. There may be claws of some sort, or maybe some sort of chainmail they're wearing. Can you identify this type of creature that we're
Sure,
following?
I'll see if I can. What sort of check is it?
Nature check would do that.
Nature check. All right, 1 second.
While he does that, you also do notice some kobold tracks as well. Quite a few kobold tracks. Ladder.
Do I have any idea of how many, like different sets? I mean, you can tell by.
I think you could make a roll to try to determine that. I imagine.
1 second, Josh. What'd you get?
I rolled a 12.
Okay. You are not sure what it is either.
Okay.
Do I overhear this at all? Am I close enough to hear what they're doing?
Sure. I mean, you guys are walking together.
Okay. I'll take a look at it with my nature check.
And at this point, Zenyasa, you notice that all 3 of them have kind of like stopped and are huddled around something.
I'm going to look at this thing.
Okay.
Not much better. 14 total.
No, you still didn't.
Damn. Okay.
Zenyasa, would you like to take a look at it?
Sure. Why the fuck not? I got a 12, so I don't think I get it.
We all hit right the same level.
Zenyasa, with your history, you think that it possibly could have been some sort of dragonfoot, but it's a much smaller dragon than you've ever heard before. It has the same sort of shape and the way the claw indentation goes in. You're pretty sure it's either a young dragon or something you really haven't run into, but really.
Right. I am not entirely sure, but it looks like these might be some kind of dragon tracks. I mean, it's it's clearly smaller than a full-size dragon. It could possibly be a younger dragon, but I am not certain it is any species that I have seen. But you can tell that they look similar, at least in part, to what normal dragons would look like.
You think maybe these weirdos is breeding dragons?
It is possible, but it also might be that they use them as some sort of maybe cart carrying device, or maybe it is a smaller general or of some kind with the dragon's worshippers or with something like that. I am not entirely certain, like I said, but they look definitely dragon in nature. If
you recognize these tracks, how many of these creatures do you see? What are we potentially gonna run into?
I mean, clearly there's only one set of these tracks, right?
Yeah, there's only one.
I don't see any indication that there are more than one of them, but if it does have wings and the capability of flying, then I'm not certain that it would be something I could tell. But it is also possible this is a ground-type dragon of some kind. I'm not certain, like I said. They just share a lot of similar traits.
Yeah. So, Eladro, going back to your question about the quantity of things.
Yes.
You can tell there's quite a few kobolds. You know, definitely more than 20. People-wise, humans, you know, definitely more than 15 that you could actually show there. And horses, you guess maybe 5 or 6 horses.
I think regardless of what we find with the tracks, it is worth us at least getting to the camp so that we can see what we're dealing with in person.
No, well,
perhaps it is worth scouting before we get closer, of course, but I think that this does not change anything.
Well, hold on. I understand that. I just want you to know that I've noticed these are at least 20 distinct kobold tracks. We've got about 15 humans and half a dozen horses or so. So we need to be very careful, and this is very likely to be some sort of ambush.
It is possible that the horses are from the cart movements. I am not certain, of course, because I have not seen what they have. But even so, I still believe it is worth our time to scout out of the camp before we go in. I imagine that the number of people that went out that direction may not necessarily be the same group. I mean, obviously they have come this direction because that is where they're staying, but they may not all be there at the same time. It is better for us to find information, and we should do that by continuing.
I agree. Frath, do you have any bait for birds or anything of the sort?
Birdseed? You know, we can find it. They just eat plants and shit.
Yeah, if you could prepare something, I'd like to see if we could bribe one of our creature friends and scout out for us, give us an idea.
Yeah, I do have points in animal handling, so we should be able to do this. Yeah, do a nature check, see if I can find some bird footage.
Yeah, go for it.
12, 5, 17.
Yeah, you find some grubs that you think could actually serve as bait. But I mean, if you're wanting to like set up something while you're are you wanting to set up something like stationary or something that you can carry while you walk away?
I don't know. This is your plan here, Eduardo. I'm just trying your thing, buddy.
Actually, I would like just to have some, available, and it doesn't matter if I just carry it out on my hands or you can, just to try to gather something whilst we're still moving. Sorry, I had to get a taste of bottle cock and
yeah, buddy.
Bottle out of my mouth.
Yes, bottle.
Okay.
All right. It was a Krieg. It was a brown dragon.
So either way, they're doing their thing. Unless there's a reason for us to stop, I'm continuing.
Yeah. So yes, go ahead and continue on. We will get back to the bird trappage in a moment.
Okay.
Unless anything else is going on. I'm sorry. I got distracted. Were you saying it was something while we were moving, or are you setting up stationary?
While we're moving.
Okay, good. All right. Yes. Okay. So, how are you guys progressing from here? Are you doing it at a normal pace? Are you trying to be very cautious?
I mean, I imagine we're being fairly cautious, considering the fact that we don't want to walk into an ambush. If the movement order matters, I think that I'd probably be in front with Frath, because he's my tracker in my brain.
Okay.
So that's just a thing. I don't know where the other two would be because it's their choices, but
you're not the boss of me.
So go for it.
Oh no, I was gonna say I probably wouldn't be holding up the rear, because if I've got the birdseed in my hand, I'd be a bit distracted and not comfortable with things trying to sneak up on me.
Okay. So as you guys are moving along, you notice a fire several miles out. It doesn't look like a large fire, but you can see the smoke up in the air. Looks like possibly like a cooking fire or something like that.
Okay, so wait, it looks large, or
it does not look large. It looks like it's just a single small fire, but you can see the smoke trail coming from it.
Right.
And it's right in line with where you guys.
As soon as like I spot that, I'm going to look at Frath and say, it is probably worth our time to send only one or two of us to check into that before we move forward. They may still be there, and it'd be worthwhile to have the information before we walk in.
You want to send that dumb guy?
Sure, I think that's not a bad idea. He seems like he's okay for keeping himself hidden.
Alright, so we're going to ask Fuckface over there.
Yeah, so we walk up to Eladriel, and we say, hey, Fuckface, no.
Hey there, Mr. Fuckface.
Eladriel, I believe that we might have some kind of either abandoned camp, or maybe it is currently inhabited. It is probably worth sending one or two of us, and we figured you might be good to gather the information, as you have before.
Okay, I'm game. Wait, hold on. Let me see the bottom of your hand there.
What?
Talking to who of us?
To you. You just talked to me.
Why?
Just let me see the bottom of your hand. I'll go scout. Let me see the bottom of your hand.
She raises her hand just like I am on screen.
No, hold on. Hold it down. I think I spotted something.
She's not gonna move at that point. She's just showing you and kind of goes back.
Do you want me to go or not? Just bear with me.
You tell me what you are intending before I
see where you're going with this, and I hate you.
I just want to see the bottom of your hand. Just hold it low 5 or something. Come on.
She's just gonna stare at you at this point, and then she's gonna look over at Frath and say, "Is this some sort of custom I am not aware of?"
He wants to give you his bird seeds.
What are bird seeds
well,
for?
you ruined it. I mean,
you're fucking right, I did.
She's just gonna look at him with a confused look and go, "What are the bird seeds for?"
No, it's not what you think. I'm not a bird, and you're not my type.
I don't understand what you are saying. What do you need bird seed for?
Just hold this.
And what do you hold? What
are you showing me?
I'm showing him the hand with the bird seed. Just hold it.
I'm going to give you my seed.
Take my seed, goddammit.
She looks at you so fucking confused and doesn't understand what you're asking or offering, and she kind of shakes her head and goes, "I don't think that's important for what I am asking you to do."
Well, I could either be nice and stealthy and go scout, or I could keep this birdseed in my hands and potentially trip because I'm focused on it not spilling and ruin everything for us.
Do you not have a bag?
It needs to be out like this.
Actually, you know what's pretty great about bird seeds and birds is you can just put it on the floor. That's where they normally eat from, is floors on the ground.
Wait, what about trees? Do they not eat off trees?
I mean, you know,
she's as big as a fucking tree. She could just kind of like hold her arms out. I feel that it's a lot more natural.
She's gonna continue to stare at you, completely confused. She's going to go and walk up to Yazatan.
I was just thinking the same thing. You go to Yazatan, like, "Hey man, you want to go check out this camp because this guy's not gonna do it."
Well, actually, she's gonna go over to him and say, it seems that our elven companion has lost his mind. I think that it is worth us sending scouts into this area, and I suppose that I can go. Will you keep my armor safe so that I can be more stealthy? At this point,
I'm just gonna throw the birdseed at it and wander off towards the camp. Stealthily.
Okay.
Looks like
she's gonna stare and go,
"You're no fun."
The seed.
She's gonna stare at him and go, or maybe he has finally decided to do what he is good at. And she's gonna sort of sit down.
Wait,
and...
Did I hear that?
Yes.
Your mother! And then just keep on going.
I don't understand that one. Perhaps one of you can teach me of his ways? She looks very hopeful and starts to kind of practice some forms with her glaive.
Does anyone want to try teaching her their ways?
Nope.
I don't really understand any of these people either, so worst possible situation. The only guy who likes you is just as much in the dark.
Looks
do
like
you want
Galadriel's done too much elvish math.
To explain it with your unknown knowledge of what actually is going on, and just totally confuse Zenyasa?
Well, as far as I can tell, he's a moron. But he's very, very good with a crossbow.
He uses an actual bow, I believe.
I thought you used a crossbow.
No, that's Yazata.
Oh, yeah. Sure, either way. Well, actually, to be fair, my character probably barely recognizes the difference at this point. So I'm still going to go with crossbow. He's really good with that crossbow.
Nice. I don't think he's ever used a crossbow in my... When did you see him use a crossbow?
You know, he's that guy with that face, right?
She's going to continue to practice her forms.
You're surrounded by stupid.
Apparently.
Okay.
And it's not like my intelligence is fantastic or awful or anything, but
sounds
you know.
like I'm gonna have to go do this since everyone else is fucking stupid.
I've already left.
Galadriel's already.
Yeah, he left. He's doing his thing, but I mean, it's still one of those things where it's just like, what the fuck? So she's practicing her form. Why don't we just cut to Galadriel's scouting expedition?
I was actually going to ask, mind if we take a quick 5? I need to go get something to drink. It is.
Sure, we can do that. I can fill up my alcoholic beverage.
All right.
With that, guys, we're going to go ahead and dig.
Ice cream cone.
Yeah, exactly. So we will be right back in about 5-ish minutes.
I think we need to give Josh diabetes just so he can keep sucking on those ice cream cones.
Yeah, dude, he's got to suck all the ice cream
loving
cones.
This.
Poor boy's got the beatus.
Yeah. Either way, guys, we will return in approximately 5 minutes.